off the ground and take a stand. Take a stand. Take my hand. Just take a stand. Show me the smile. Get off the ground. No place to love. Put up your fire. We're over music now.
That's me, Bill.
Let me ask you guys. Beatles, Stones. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
All in.
Beatles.
You don't care.
Nice. All in.
That's you, pal.
I will call in. Too much for that. You're in.
Anybody else? Just me and you? That's it? Pot right? Trip queens.
Nice.
Oh.
Ladies. 3 ladies.
Nice hand.
Finally.
Nice.
Fucking
Wait,
finally.
let's see what
Let's
he's got.
see what he's got.
Yeah, let's see what
I
he's
have nothing. I have five spades.
He's got the flush.
Flesh.
I'm not gonna relax. I said you're an asshole, Peter. What were you standing with 7 dudes suited? With a fucking rainbow rag flop. Take your fucking chips here. I'm buying it. I'm sorry. Just give me some more chips. I didn't know it was
He was contemporary. He wasn't some little old man with a gray beard sitting in a doty. He was wearing Speedos and Ray-Bans, you know, and he was dancing and he was doing, you know, contemporary music.
He spoke 4 or 5 languages. He was amazingly humorous, witty.
Very playful, like a child. He could do something like, oh my God.
Marshmallow Man.
Dance.
Hey,
He
guys.
was artistic. He was all those things we all wanted to be.
He was unlike anyone I'd ever met before. He encouraged me to drop all my ideas of what I thought I was supposed to be.
I finally felt like I was on the right path.
Guys, welcome to the show. A place where everybody can just come and unwind. You know, a place where you want to have fun, and you can't.
Conrad.
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 Conrad. Conrad.
Conrad.
Conrad.
Conrad.
Conrad.
Conrad.
Stereo Radio.
This is Shallow Matter. It's good to be back, and everybody, I want to give a special WKLIT birthday shout out to my man, Skin Man. You can find him all weekend long. He's going to be down there at the Beer Fest. That's right, getting drunk on all the hops and barley you can imagine. He's going to be laying in the parking lot about 4. Just walk by,
didn't
pick him
do.
and say, hey,
She
buddy.
dropped her pants, went to the bathroom on the floor, threw it, grabbed some napkins to wipe, threw those too, and left.
Wow.
And there's video of it.
Oh, here we go. Where was this?
Nice.
I don't know. I found it this morning. What's baffling about this is, aside from the obvious, is the other customers don't even react to what's going on.
Here comes one now. Hey, anybody ever told you you look like Jay Leno?
Hey, Mr. President, how are you, sir?
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm just walking along a lonely road in Texas.
President George W. Bush. Our 43rd president lives in Dallas, Texas, and since his retirement has headed the Bush Institute, raising awareness for issues such as veterans transition, employment, and wellness.
One of the things I will do for the rest of my life is work with our vets.
When he escapes Dallas, he heads to his Crawford Ranch, where he's known to get his hands dirty. Whether he's clearing brush or tending to his tree farm, he's often spotted loading up the back of his Ford F-150.
Man, what a surprise.
You know, it's so funny. People always think of this part of Texas as being kind of desert and hot and dry, but I mean, you got rivers running through here. You got beautiful lakes.
You are a fucking piece of shit!
Ranch. President Bush went from the gridlock of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue
Chris
to a
Gaines was
1,600
Garth
acre
Brooks. I
paradise
just
filled
figured
with
that
tons
out.
of native grasses, live
I'll
oaks,
end
cereals,
you!
and rivers.
To have running water is a real treat.
That running water in your faucet in California is a real treat.
What the fuck are you looking at?
Any water.
We're very fortunate, and you're about to see kind of even more dramatic country.
Well, that's kind of terrifying, I guess.
You see, we got a pretty good gradient.
Wow, this is sudden like you're in a whole different terrain now.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
I have the grace of a falcon, and I'll be in and out like a demon's whisper.
I really, really like this truck. It's a Ford
Fuck
150
you,
King
fuck
Ranch
you,
version, and
fuck
it's
you.
handy, as they say. Very handy.
Now, if you're from
Prosecute
Texas,
him.
you probably know that the
Why you
King
think you done
Ranch
it?
model was
Okay,
named
number one, Your
after a
Honor.
famous Texan named Richard
Just look
King,
at him.
who owned a legendary cattle.
These trucks are the common vehicle for a lot of rural Texas, and a lot of people still live in rural Texas,
Including the President of the United States.
including this one.
But this is the only place you're driving.
I have not driven on the road since '93.
Wow.
Just like someone else I know.
You realize it's only the third time I'm getting to drive this in
right.
7 years? The Secret Service doesn't let me.
See? They're not so different after all.
Where am I? There's
no Hulkamaniacs here.
Who else has been in this truck and on this property?
Well, we had Putin.
Putin.
Can I be in charge for a while? But his English is better than my Russian.
Yeah.
Well,
no
Blair.
Oh, Tony Blair, sure.
Koizumi, the Japanese prime minister, came here. Berlusconi.
Kill this mother-
Berlusconi? Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
Okay.
He throws pretty wild parties.
He does.
And was there a psychological reason, like it's just more calming and relaxing?
It's a statement of friendship.
Well, you go to hell!
I think it helps them when they go home to say, I met with old Bush on his ranch.
Right. And look how far you've
A
fallen.
giant
Now you're
hole.
a comedian from TV. Boy, one day you're on top of the world, next day you're driving a stupid comedian around your property.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of concrete.
I want me some glory hole.
I want to show you something very interesting, at least it is to us. Right there is George Washington. That's the name of that
Fuck you,
trail.
Jay.
Oh, it was the first trail.
Fuck you,
is that
Jay.
right? Yeah.
Get it?
Fuck
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Jay.
I do.
Fuck you,
I
Jay.
did get that.
Crazy drunk bastard.
The ranch is also a venue for some of the president's favorite causes. This morning, he biked 50 miles as part of a fundraising effort for the Bush Institute's Military Service Initiative.
Go away, Baton!
Which supports veterans with the challenges of transitioning back to civilian life.
Even though
It's
he's not
only
the president
game.
anymore, he's still
Why
very
do you
involved
have to
with
be
us,
mad?
the service members, the wounded guys.
He's also put out a book of portraits he painted of wounded veterans who he's come to know personally. And look how
Bruce
far
Jenner
he's
is a
come
man.
since he did
No
this
black.
one of me. But President Bush doesn't do all his work in Texas. In fact, he often finds himself back in Washington, D.C.
I thought that speech you gave at the African American Museum, the opening, I thought that was really
What have we
terrific.
got here?
thanks.
Fucking
Our
comedian.
country is better and more vibrant because of their contributions and the contributions of millions of African Americans.
Green bean casserole. To be invited. It was really special because a lot of our friends were involved with getting it started, and it's an important place to address the past and to create a sense of optimism for the future.
Right.
And it was a wonderful event. The president was there, the vice president, Bill Clinton, Laura and I.
Do not hinder
Glad
them.
I was given a chance to speak.
Kingdom
And
of
of course,
God
out of that came
belongs
a very interesting photo of Michelle giving me a very
laid
warm
his hands
hug.
on their heads.
It was a very nice moment of her.
Yeah.
I like her.
I think people like when they see presidents of different eras and different parties coming together. I think that's what America's supposed to be, you know?
They do.
His
and
face hurts.
that's why my dad's
And where is his
relationship with Clinton
glasses?
is
He
so
can't see without his
heartwarming.
glasses.
You know, Bill and I, we get along well.
Put his
have a lot of
glasses
fun.
on.
And it surprises
Put on his
people.
glasses.
There's just kind of this polarization is such that people say, well,
be
people
an
are
Marshmallow
man.
Right.
Hey, guys. Somebody said to me, walked up and said, the way politics are
Alabama
going these days,
black
Bush,
snake.
you all of a sudden look like George Washington. Jay, I think Laura'd like to see you.
Oh, I'd love to see her. That'd be great fun.
Yeah, let's go find her.
Former First Lady Laura Bush, just as active as she was when she was in the
Yes,
White House,
hey, Bill.
advocating for education reform and women's rights.
Yeah, there she is now.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Mrs. Bush. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Jay, I've sold this little tree, and I wonder if you'll help me dig it up. You think you can do that?
Sure.
What about you, Bushy?
Bushy? Hang on. This is new. Bushy? Okay.
I wish you wouldn't repeat it.
All right. Well, here.
Close.
All right. Let me take
Okay,
this
if you'll
down.
help, it'd be great.
Yeah. I should have waited for another car before I got in that truck.
What the hell are you doing? Let's go. Show us something. We're in Texas. Attaboy.
That
Yeah.
looks pretty good. Let's see.
Okay, let's see if you can get it.
Oh my
There we go.
You did it.
There you are.
Are you just an asshole? Is that it?
Why, there is no such thing as a free ride.
You're so ugly you
Oh,
could
the
be a
Bush
modern
Wolf
art
program.
masterpiece.
Jay, we've got some other things over here for you to pick up as well. See those sacks of compost over there?
Yeah,
The hell is a
Sacks of compost.
podcast?
These
I
all
mean,
come
why don't
from
you
the
just tape it?
president's-
What are you doing?
Oh.
you like a hand?
Huh?
I see you're drinking 1%.
Oh, there you
Is
go.
that because you think you're fat?
Hey, I'm not taking sides, but at least Biden didn't make me throw manure.
Welcome to Texas.
Here we go.
Thanks so
thanks,
much.
Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I am the god
of the mind.
Anyway, we got to get out of here.
Bye, we'll see
And,
you later.
you know, I'm sure there'll be a car along here after a while.
Yeah, I kind of thought, well,
It's okay.
all right.
Bye,
Yeah.
thanks.
No, we got something important to do.
See you later.
Yeah. Okay.
Dead air.
Compost pile.
This is good radio.
I think we dusted him.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you'll find videos from all your favorite CNBC shows. Be sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Click on the videos around me and watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.
You Pinocchio fucking nose, go mind your own business. Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you take some, why don't you grow your own? This is not your fucking property. Go somewhere else. Well, this is not my property. Fuck you. Go mind your own business. No. You just don't know what's right and wrong, do you? You're a fucking whore. You like to steal. You stick your nose in everybody's fucking business. This is goddamn alley property, bitch.
Well, everybody, welcome to the Conrad and Jack Show. Welcome. That would be nice. Just make the sandwich and then leave. Where are you guys at it with Kenny Loggins? I mean, if on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your log? You might have heard this down there at the disco. You look good in denim. Who are you, Kenny Loggins? Radio edit. I made love. She was there. She'd press charge. Why? Kenny Loggins, bro. Well, I thought, as I do with most things, with whether it be the penis pump or my golden bronze body. I mean, for me, funner to beat off, I guess. Want to get away with rape? Kenny Loggins, bro. Jack's somewhat Indian, so it's not necessarily our first minority. I know, but you didn't think Paisley went with so many things? It certainly does. He makes it work. You do. No, you're thinking of Shantix. Shantix. That's for smoking. No, tantric. What is bedazzling, by the way? Like, in the gate! Yeah, hey, keep it PC.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
His name was
Growing up on the hip-hop music, just breathing that air for something to use it. It's amazing how these people look at you different, because you're not the same, man, it's just so infant. What do you want me to be, just like you? Nah.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Conrad, and how are you, buddy? How are you doing, buddy? How are you? Sorry about the intro there. It's been a while since I've pressed the button, so if you didn't like it, I imagine you're not here anymore listening. So, doesn't matter. But I enjoy, Muggsy from Australia, so...
Right now we are all crying in the rain, ripping our hair out, going insane, yeah.
Some things never change, everybody. Today is Monday, April 28th, 2025, the year of our Lord, and welcome to the Connie G Show, possibly streaming live on YouTube. I don't know if they've kicked me off yet, possibly. But if they haven't, thank you for watching on YouTube, if you are. And if you're not, thank you for listening in various other ways, whatever way you found it, whatever day it is you're listening. So, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long, long time since I've been here. And it's good to be back in the studio. It's nice. It's in my basement, so I could have come down at practically any time for the past year, but I didn't for lots of reasons. Some of you know them, others do not. But if you would like to find out, just be like a hot dog and catch up, okay? Catch up that hot dog. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for waiting, all of you who waited patiently for this moment. I understand there's been quite a few emails I've received recently from previous listeners of all the incarnations of the podcasts that I've been a part of, and they've been telling me in those emails, "Oh, we really miss you. We want you to come back. We want to hear what's going on in your life and your thoughts on things." And I've always responded in the same way, thumbs up emoji, question mark emoji, video link to Bill Burr's stand-up at Red Rocks, just to keep him confused. Okay? So anyways, yes, I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm not going skiing. I don't know how I want... I'll probably just press the buttons, Anytime I find a George Bush from long ago, I'll play that. But, so, yeah. I have done some other shows on other... if you know about them, then great. If not, then great. I don't care. And, I'm not gonna... I don't know what this is gonna turn into as far as... So when are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it like every Monday? Are you gonna do it, I don't know. I don't fucking know, okay? I've been sitting in a basement talking to myself since 2010, and sometimes people were in the basement with me, and that was great times, and sometimes there was nobody in the basement, and just me and my alternate universe. So I'm tired of, what you got to do to grow your podcast? You got to keep it consistent. Consistency's key. Put out content consistently, and you'll grow a fan base. All of the recommendations, obviously, you got to also be talented, and that's something that, that's debatable. Whether I think I have it, So I'll just keep doing it by myself till I'm old and gray, 'cause I don't care. But yes, I don't know. I know that all of the episodes that I've been a part of are available in all kinds of ways. And all of the episodes that my friends and I and my family and I did with the different shows are available throughout different things. And maybe as I get back, in the saddle here, I'll start telling people, like, I'll just be like, hey, go to this thing, and you can find the rest of this shit. So anyways, that's it. I don't really want to go into all of the shit from the past year, or the past 3 years, really. I just want to... That's out there, and you're welcome to find that if you're like, I wonder what shit he's talking about. Well, go find it, go find that shit. But for those of you who already know, it's like, yeah, cool, let's just move on. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna move on, and yeah. So I had to break out. I had to just... I've been this all set up. I put these fucking clothespins on this blanket behind me with these cool photos that my kids have done, and I got more clothespins. So as I get more photos, I'll hang them up for those of you who are looking at the video. I don't know how to make them not blurry. I don't know how to do a lot of this shit on the video. I understand that it's simple now, like anybody can do it. 4-year-olds are streaming fucking Twitch streams, so. I don't know. I've now gotten to the point where I don't want to. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Like, you know what? He's got a really slick operation. I'm not Garth Brooks, man. This ain't G Studios, so I'm just gonna do it the way that I'm just gonna do it my way. I'm just gonna do it my way from here on out, and I'm not gonna try too hard to either impress people or to make it. Fucking fancy. If you want to make it fancy, steal the fucking video, change the name, and make it as fancy as you want. I don't care. Okay? So I'm here. It's been a fucking year, and I'm all pumped up. And like I said, I had this shit set up. I've been wanting to do it, but I wasn't fucking verified on X, so I couldn't log in. I want to do it live there, but it's like, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to pay this asshole. Like, what am I going to pay this prick for? What? What am I going to pay him for? Like, dude, I'm not going to give you any money on X. Like, fuck off. You run the government now, you know? Doge. Fucking idiot. I thought that dude might have been cool. Like, I thought, you know, when he bought Twitter, I thought for a second, I was like, man, maybe this dude he's just a fucking prick. I mean, what are you doing, dude? Listen, it's all bullshit. I get it. Like, people are like, no, Doge is good, dude. They're going in there and they're shutting down government waste. It's just another thing to waste on the shut the whole fucking thing down. It's all a fucking waste. What are we talking about? We got to send a bunch of nerds in there to type you around on their fucking iPhones? Look, we were sending checks to people with bad social security. Who gives a shit? It's fake money, dude. At this point, have we not realized, like, what are we doing? Doge. And then this guy has the audacity to be on fucking X talking about, like, buy your X merch. Why don't you suck my asshole? Why don't you buy this shirt? Hey, suck my ass. That's what you should buy. I'm not going to buy a shirt with X on it. Like, what am I going to do? Like, walking around the street and people are going to be like, oh my God, do you see that guy in the X shirt? I should get one. That's where he probably posts his thoughts. Fuck you. How about that thought? You know? Yeah, I posted it on X. Check out my fucking follows, dude. Check out my fucking follows. So, anyways, I thought Elon, I mean, maybe some people do, and I don't give a shit that he's friends with Trump or that he lets his son frickin' pal around with Trump in the Oval Office and they fly fucking helicopter. I don't care. As nothing, I don't care. Either way, people are like, but it's probably good for the... I don't care. I do not give a shit. All I know is I'm not going to send this motherfucker money to post a live video. Why don't you... Shut the fuck up, dude. Can I post live on X? Yeah, if you pay for X Plus. What? You're sending fucking Starlink to Ukrainians, or you were. I don't know. Maybe now you're not. I don't know. But you got damn spy satellites in the sky, and you know, I'm gonna send you another $7 a month or whatever it is. Why don't you lick my big toe, dude? Put it in your mouth and lick it, dude. So that's why I'm not live on Twitter. That's the long and short of it there. And the YouTube thing, I'm not live on. I don't know how to fucking. I got like 15 YouTube accounts, so we're live on. I think it's on Conradio. I posted a link to it if it even works on X, which is where I will post my shit. You know, I'll post some fucking links to this shit on there for free. And I'm not getting on Rumble, okay? Come to Rumble. Fuck you. Rumble, my asshole. Come to Rumble. I'm not going to Truth Social. I'm not going to post it on Facebook. I haven't even been on any of this shit for nearly a year. I don't, and I haven't, and I'm sorry. So if I'm like out of touch, and I'm sorry. One, I probably always have been, and two, maybe this is where I'm always supposed to be. But you know, I don't want to be on. I don't care anymore about almost any of that shit. I haven't listened to like any of the people that I used to listen to. I'm flat earther now. I'm a flat earther. I'm back in that game, dog. Like I'm going fucking old school with it, dude. I'm kicking it Notre Dame style or whichever one was into flat earth, dude. That's what I'm doing. So things are changing, dude. And so I don't know. What I'm saying is I had all this set up, and then it told me I had to wait 24 hours before I could stream live on YouTube, and okay, okay. So here I am, like a week later from that moment. So it's just been busy, dude. I've been basically for the past, it's springtime, and so I'm still cutting grass or picking up trash. I basically pick up trash for a living, and which is fine. I actually prefer it, but it gives me plenty of opportunities to listen to, flat earth theory while I'm walking around in the ditches and just picking up discarded bathroom tissues, So that's what I've been doing is, and I look for things, dude. That's one thing that's been going on too. I don't know how much I'll get into it. I do have a show. I have kind of a list. I was more excited just to do it than to actually have anything in particular to talk about. I really just want to play my fucking sounds at the beginning. But anyways, I got a bit of a list, like always, that I would get to. And I don't know where to start. I mean, I have some theories on, I guess it's a mixture of physicists, how the world works. Maybe it's philosophy. Yeah, maybe it's religious. I don't know. I mean, it's a mixture of all of these things. So they're on there. I got a movie recommendation for those of you who enjoy documentaries. I got one that I would throw out there as one. I might get to that later. I got the trailer for that pulled up. So I also have an idea for possibly, if ever my services are needed to come up with an idea for some sort of TV show or even a movie or something, I have an idea for that. I also got some AI, not AI. I got a theory on that. I got a theory on AI, and yeah, that's pretty. Oh, I got some thoughts on pirates, basically. So I don't know where I want to start. I'm just more happy to be here. That's what I am. I'm happy to be here. Not just in the basement talking to you, just happy to be just around, Life is here and I'm in it, dude. I'm mixed up in it still, so that's good, Hashtag blessed. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know where to start. I don't know. How are you? I mean, think about that for a fucking moment. Why don't you? How you doing? Does anybody ask you that? What's going on with you? What you been up to? You pick up trash too? I guess I'll go into that. I'll start with this. Okay, there's a number of different theories, and this will evolve. So I'll just start here, but this will evolve throughout this incarnation of this show. But I'll start it now. So just for the basic terms to start off, some people since 2000 and probably even before that, but especially 2000, the movie The Matrix came out then. And, so people since then have been more and more convinced that we live in a matrix. They've been saying, I guess, that we're all a program that's plugged in. And what we're seeing... But the problem with that thought is there's 4 or 5 different theories that all kind of run together. And so I've kind of collected them. But in the sense of The Matrix, which I have only maybe watched that movie one time, and I forget kind of how I know the red pill or the blue pill, and that you find out that it's all made up. But my thought is, and maybe it is like The Matrix or whatever, but it's everyone has their own perception. Everyone has their own headset on. And some people call this headset theory or game theory or, we're avatar. But when they do that, when they say game theory, they're saying we're avatars to some other being or other entity that is controlling us as an avatar. Or possibly we have free will. I don't know. But so everything, for some reason, when people start discussing their theories, they have to confine it in these concrete terms. And my thought is like, one, because we don't know for certain on anything, to me, I would assume that others, once you finally beat it out of them, that they would agree with that. Like, well, we can't really know for certain until it's over, right? You know, so, and even then, maybe you just don't know. But it depends which expert you listen to on, and there's so many different paths to go down. So my theory is like that when you're born into a certain time of the world. You're born into a certain family, and you're born with your senses, and your senses are let's just say the 5 senses. Let's just say that you're born with those, and they're different. Like everything about me is different than everything about you, and it doesn't matter if you were raised in the same family and had the same parents that I had. It wouldn't matter, because maybe your sense of sight is different, or you have to wear glasses. Put his glasses on him, or your smell is going to be, everything's different. So as you grow up, you've perceived certain things a certain way, and you've agreed on what they are. So for example, like just simple, like the color red, right? Or the color blue, it doesn't matter. Just picking a color. Red is to you whatever that is. I will never know what red is to you, just as you will never know what red is to me. Now, we can both look at a picture of a fire truck, and we can both agree that it's red, but the difference that we might see the color, if you were to like jump into my brain, you might be like, holy shit, that looked nothing like what I saw it. And because of this, everything, because that's just one big example, but everything, it's expounded from that. Like, it expands on that thought. So what I mean is, like, we're walking around and we're thinking, like, if we talk to somebody on the phone and we tell them what we're doing, that it describes what we're doing, and they're able to understand it. But like, if I'm walking around in a ditch picking up trash, and you call me and I say I'm picking up trash in a ditch, in my mind, I've said it in a way that you are seeing what I'm doing, not really understanding that you might have a totally different vision of what I am actually doing. And so what happens sometimes is people will then, like, you'll get together with the person that you were on the phone with, and you'll drive by that ditch you were in, and be like, hey, that was that ditch I was picking up trash in. And they're like, oh shit, I thought it was something, I pictured it totally different. Well, not only did it fuck up, that conversation, because they started to imagine you in a different way, and so the context of everything you were saying became totally different for them, but also, I was going to go with that. So it changed the context of everything they were imagining during that conversation, but then everything that got expanded, like, so say maybe you talked to them and said you were picking up trash in a ditch, and they pictured it one way. Well, with that picture in their mind, as they described to someone else what you were doing, so say I was talking to my wife and I told her that, and then she goes over to her parents and they say, hey, what's Conrad up to? And, oh, he's picking up trash in a ditch. Now they have different ideas of it. And then what I mean is, this just continues. And a good example I heard about it was, like, you can never describe anything. You can only use the language that you have to describe anything to somebody, but still some things must be experienced for them to even know what you're describing. And even then, we are still based on the assumption that their senses are picking up on it the same way that ours are. So, like, what I mean is, like, if you said, how do you describe the flavor of mint to somebody who's never had mint before? It's like, you can try to describe it, but you'd have to be like, well, have you ever had, and you try to use things that are minty, you ever had double mint gum? I don't fucking know. But, so you can't, you can't do it, dude. And so it starts getting real trippy when you think like that. So some people think that there's this headset that we have on, basically, and I kind of agree that everything within your perspective, it's all unique to you, and we have similar experiences, and we try to describe them, but they'll never exactly be the same, and because of that, things change and continue to change. It's kind of like, why does somebody think it's cool to drive a jacked up pickup truck with fucking lighting under it and playing their retarded music at 100 decibel, whatever, Why does that, somebody actually like, man, I hope I can have that someday. Whereas somebody else is like, man, that's fucking stupid. And they can be in the same house. They can be raised by the same people, or somebody thinks that those cars that are shaped like the Kia Square car, like the square piece of shit, the Kia Soul. Somebody's like, man, that's like my dream car, and it's, what the fuck are you talking about? I hate Lamborghinis. I'd rather have a Kia Soul. What? What's wrong with you, dude? Nothing's wrong. It's just, you don't know how they're seeing it. In their brain, it could be like they're seeing it as a Ferrari. So we all have our own goggles on, dude. And so then where it mixes with like the Matrix is, and kind of with religion is, there is always been the thought of what you think you become. And even in especially within this past year that I've had and having to go seek professionals, there's different therapies that people advise you with or recommend or put you through or whatever, administered to you. And so CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Well, what this is like this rewording of things, basically, this reframing of things. So it's using language to trick and convince and rewire your brain to, remove stress and anxiety by, instead of feeling like, oh no, I have to go pick up trash in a ditch today, I get to. Like, you just say it in a different way, and eventually it tricks your brain. It's like, well, shit, if that's able to actually work, which apparently it is, then what they're doing, it's like, it works for you. It's you tricking your own brain. Those tricks may not work. And whatever. You can say, it's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's science. Science isn't tricky. Now watch me turn this fucking volcano. Watch me turn this into a volcano. Watch me mix these two ingredients. It's not a trick. It's not magic. It's science. But, what I mean is, you're telling yourself in this new language something, and it changes your whole emotion, and it makes the thing that you're saying true, and your experience different. So what's weird about this is, though, like, when you mix it with different theories, and so, like, game theory, I don't know. I don't know all the fucking theories. You can look them up. But this all kind of, how it meshes with the Matrix, in my opinion, is like, you can call it the Matrix, or you can call it Source or God. I mean, what's funny is, like, if you just believe if you read the Bible and interpret a certain way, if you read the Bible, nobody does, including myself. Like, nobody's like reading the Bible. Maybe elder people are, and even that, I think it's just, I don't even know if that's true. I know that sometimes when I read, when I'm done reading, I have not comprehend. Like, who gives a shit if you're thinking about something the whole time you're reading? You're just thinking about something. So, anyways, but from the parables and the stories and the things that you've heard from Scripture, it's like, if you interpret those a certain way, it kind of talks about, like, this kind of stuff. So, like, seek and you will find, like knock and the door will open, stuff like that. It's almost it is true. Or in a philosophy, like your thoughts, you become what your thoughts are. People have said that for a long time. Or you are what your thoughts are, or you become what you think. So, and I think that is what CBT is. Like, you become what you think. You are what your thoughts are. And so if you're struggling with depression, the problem is that you ruminate. You sit there and just have this cycle, and you can't get out of it sometimes. You just stay in it, and you think you're worthless and not good for anyone and a piece of shit and all this stuff. Well, if you're thinking that, then you just turn it, you just become into that. But when you step out and you go, no, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I just write it down. I'm freaking awesome. I'm awesome. Well, you've now tricked your brain into thinking you're awesome. So now you're walking around as an awesome person picking up trash in a ditch. Now, what's so strange that happens, though, is like I can be having a conversation with somebody and say, we really ought to get that lawnmower fixed, but I think it needs a new gasket, And then I'll get a phone call from somebody that'll be like, hey, Conrad, can you come pick up trash in this? This is an actual example. Over by the railroad tracks, can you come pick up this trash? And I go over there, and I'm walking around picking up trash, and I find something that could be used as the gasket I was talking about earlier. And it's like, what? That's so weird. It's not just random. It becomes more random because I was never going to go pick up trash on the railroad track. I was never going to do that. I had to get called, and then I wasn't thinking about it anymore. Went over there, and it's like it just showed up. It just is there. And there's lots of things that happen like that. So what I've been testing this out is like, how your phone listens to you, and then, it gets you the advertisements, and everything listens to you, whatever it is. Your computer, your phone, your fucking cereal listens to you now. They put microchips in cereal now. I bought it on Twitter. But, everything's listening to you. And so as you're eating fucking cereal and scrolling, an ad for a better version of the cereal pops up in your, feed. And you're like, shit, how did it know that I liked that? Well, because we're all puppets, dude. Because we're in the Matrix, man. And so it's almost like this is happening. I've been testing, does it happen in physical, like in the physical world without without me setting it up or something? So I've been trying to think of so I told Jonah, I was like, okay, man, I'm going to try to find something that I haven't found for a long time, or maybe never. And it's random enough, so I try to pick up something that I'm going to find when I'm out working, when I'm out picking up trash. So I told him, I was like, I bet I find a fortune cookie, the actual fortune from a fortune cookie. Not on my phone, not like I'm going to now scroll and see somebody post a picture of a fortune. You're like, that's going to happen because the shit's spying on you, right? But in the real world, how does this happen? And so what's odd is I've been testing this, and so then I walk around and it took weeks later, and then I was out mowing, and there was this random area that I wasn't planning on mowing that day, and I wasn't thinking about the fortune thing. And I was like, oh shit, I'll run over there and get that spot real quick. And as I'm out in the middle of this runway, this flight runway that I'm mowing next to this riprap rock, that's what they call the riprap there. And there's sometimes there's trash and shit stuck in the rocks. And so I'm driving my mower, and I see I don't see a fortune cookie, a fortune. I see the wrapper, though, like the one I knew it was a fortune cookie wrapper. Everybody knows what those are. It's got the little panda on it. And this is out in the middle of the fucking runway, and this was after I said, so it's like, and people are like, that's just a coincidence. Like, okay, fine. I don't give a shit, Again, this is my perspective. It doesn't have to be yours. And I'm not trying to convince you that it is yours. That's what I hate. When you try to share this with people who are like, I don't believe that. I believe. Who gives a shit, What do you believe? Fuck it. So I'm allowed to think, like, why am I not allowed to have these theories? That's sometimes because of your, just because of what happened. Like, fuck off. I mean, so I'm just supposed to sit here? That's what sometimes, recently, it's felt like. It's like I have these theories, and I get pieces of them from others, from that fucking Neil deGrasse Mike Tyson guy, and I get them, from Marvel Universe, and I get them and if they're wrong, who cares? But if you go through your life not believing in something, what do we believe? Everything changes, dude. They tell us the Earth is 13 billion years old, and then, all of a sudden, like, no, it's 32. It's 32 billion. Oh, really? Okay. So, okay. Well, they said so. So, here we go. Shit fucking changes, man. So, anyways. My next thing that I've been looking for is I'm hoping to find a knife. Like, that was I don't think I've ever found a knife. I found a gun Shannon found a gun while picking up trash. But I'm looking for a knife. I did kind of I found a box cutter, but so, and like I was telling my wife, it's like, it's not going to happen. I can't just go out searching for a knife. It's going to happen where it's like some random thing where it's a new place that I wasn't planning on doing, and I'll totally forget, or something will happen where it's like, oh, can you go pick that limb up over there? And there's a knife on, you know what I mean? It's like that's what makes it even weirder, is that the universe creates this thing. And all I did was put something out there, but I'll still stumble upon it. It's almost like, again, seek and you're going to find, dude, and take the pressure off of it, and it's going to happen. Which makes me think that I don't feel like I'm an avatar that's being controlled by a higher being, which is the headset, or like simulation theory. They call that sometimes, that we're all in a simulation. And all of those idiots I've talked about, Elon Musk and that fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson guy, have both said that it's maybe more likely than not that we are in a simulation. But my thought on that is, like, when they say it, they're like, which means, like, we're controlled by aliens. Where the fuck do you get that? Like, if you could still believe that there's a God and a creator, the way that you believe now, the way that I believe, whatever way that is and how it's different from you. But if I believe that there's a God and God created man, and then God, created man in God's image, and then to prove it, he sent down whatever, however far you want to get into that, couldn't God be running the simulation? Like, why does it have to all of a sudden be like, well, it's an AI program, probably. It's an AI that's, once we develop AI far enough where it's indistinguishable from our real world, then the odds of us living in a simulation are even more likely. It's like, dog, God has been telling us that he created this shit long ago, which means we're living in that dude's world, which is kind of like, you might as well keep that in your back pocket, dude. That's like what if you don't believe that, and it's true. So it's like, you keep that one in there. So I try to mix them up. So God created a simulation. We're all living in it. Then and so with that being said, it is what you see exists. Like, what you see is real. And because of that, that's how so many different people can have so many, like, fucking outrageous opinions according to me. Just like I can have them according to them. So, like, why are there so many hundreds of millions of people that think that Joe Biden was such a shitty president, when at the same exact time there's hundreds of millions of people that think he was a great president? And the reasoning, in my opinion, is that if you want to believe it, the universe will make it so. So for the people that thought he was shitty, all of their experience just confirms what they want to think. So and for the reason they want to think it, like, they might I don't know why it doesn't matter. But for the reason they want to think he's shitty, everything that comes up in their news will confirm it. Everything that, pops up as their ads, the people that they want to be around will confirm it. So you become surrounded by things that affirm what your belief is. And so if you believe that you're poor and a piece of shit, you just become surrounded by it. And if you believe that you're wealthy, whatever your decision, and it's up to you. That's where the free will, because you can change it. I just don't think people take a step back and be like, oh shit, I could actually, even though before I said I hate Joe Biden, I could actually just say I like him. And what's going to happen is so odd is that you're all of a sudden going to start seeing things that you do like. You're like, you know what? I didn't know that he gave fucking Uncrustables to Jewish migrants. Shit, he's not a bad guy at all, Fuck. So, I don't know. It's the same thing with the Trump, it's like people that just, oh man, he's doing a great job. Well, for every person that says he's doing a great job, there's a person out there that says he's doing a shitty job. And you can't ever convince one or the other. Those people will never step into the arena and be like, by the end of this battle, one of us will change our mind. No, nobody fucking changes their mind. Like, I just hate him, because everything they've experienced since they've chose to believe that has confirmed it. So to those that hate Trump, they're like, dude, he was on Jeffrey Epstein's plane taking dumps on the chest of fucking, Bulgarian hookers, and you voted for him, dude? Whereas the other person's like, no, dude, he bought the entire United States military frickin' wedding bands to give to their spouses and paid for their first mortgages. That's why I love him. It's like, what the fuck? How can these two things be so different? Because, dude, we all have our own fucking headset on. We all have our own perspective. And what we say, what we believe, what we project, so that's another theory, the holographic becomes, And so, I don't know. I know I mix them all together, and whatever. That's my thought on it for now. And it could change. But it also gets to why I'm a flat earther. If you just say that, I'm a flat earther. And I've always believed, like, the moon landing clearly is fake. This fucking bullshit that Katy Perry, like, what are we doing? This is all fake, dude. They're making fun of us. And they're trying to buy Greenland because it looks like Mars, and it's all bullshit, Which it might be. Because that's my belief, maybe that's what gets confirmed around what my new belief is. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if you want to just say that, I'm a flat earth, if you just say that, and then just start kind of, even if it's joking, but just dive into that belief, you will get so many different things that happen in your environment to confirm that belief. So if you want to say that you're a globist, I'm a globalist. I believe in the globe. I believe it's round, and I believe that we're spinning around 1,000 miles an hour through the universe, and we're not fucking flying off. Our water's being held by gravity. And I know what gravity is because I learned it in 4th grade. But if you wanted to believe that, obviously there's billions of people that confirm that, and so it goes both ways, is what it goes whatever way, which is it's just interesting. And it's the final one's like or maybe whatever, that the quantum theory, which kind of, to me, that kind of makes sense to mix even in there, because the moment that you change a belief, so say that you were a globist, or that you did believe in maybe you believed in Jesus, you're a Christian your whole life, and then at 40 you went to fucking Thailand and become a sorry, I guess I'm still running. Pause. Shut up. Forgot to turn off my exercising thing. You went to Thailand and when you were over there, you became whatever, a Buddhist or whatever Thai people do, you know, and so you changed your religion, right? Well, what was I now? This fucking thing interrupted my. Oh, once you made that decision to make basically a whole new belief system, that's where quantum theory kind of goes. Like you've split. There's infinite universes. There's an infinite timeline that happens for all of us. And the moment we make these decisions on beliefs, we jump to a different timeline. You know, we're jumped to a different simulation. And like I said, everything just continues in you as a person to confirm it, you know, to confirm what you think. So if you were a Christian and you had all the beliefs you had with that, and then you jumped into Buddhism or whatever, now you've jumped. That's the quantum. Like there's every decision that you make creates a new world, a new universe. And the old you, now the thought is that the old version of you still lives on within that universe. And then the new you is in this new one. But, you know, we just continue to add trillions, quadzillion, whatever, infinite universes, because each decision that each individual across the globe is making, or the flat plate is making, is causing at all times these different universes to be created. And then there's like this collective that you're surrounded by, the people that are within your universe, that for the moment perceive the things as you do, as best as they can be described, you know, as best as they can. Just as best as you can perceive, like you guys are all collectively, the collective conscience of that universe agrees with these certain things. But the moment that somebody wants to jump out of there, they can jump out, you know, but then they'll be surrounded by others who jumped into whatever that collective is. So it's kind of like all that, you know, that's what I'm mixing all these things together, but I enjoy it. I find it a fascinating thought experiment to just be able to have basically like a flexible, and I guess where it ultimately ends up, a flexible thought on, you know, how the universe works or why we're here or existence or blah, 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 whatever. But where it got me to, where it's kind of gets to me, it's like if you want to know what your role is in a universe that operates that way, because if everything that you believe eventually comes to fruition, then are you ever satisfied or fulfilled, you know? And what does that? And this is proved all the time with people that want to be rich, you know, they want to have millions of dollars or billions of dollars or whatever it is that makes you rich now. And once they get it, they're not, because it's an external satisfaction. It's an external thing that they're seeking. And when you're seeking external things, you're seeking to build up your ego, you know, to the person that you are. And for whatever reason, you want to be rich because you don't want to worry about money. That's a reason. You want to be rich because you want to prove to somebody. That's a reason. It's all, ego is just you. Ego is, everyone is an ego. Every person is an ego. And so it's like you try to get, if you want to not be validated through external sources, what you're trying to do is make yourself happy from within you. So, you know, that's where meditation and that belief, like you get into meditation, which is so weird that some people are like, ooh, that gives me the heebie-jeeb. Like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, even Christians for some reason, like I'd rather just pray, you know? I'd rather just go to church and pray and drive my pickup truck down there and I'm not going to meditate. You're not going to catch me meditating, you know? But what it does is to me, it's like this journey that you're going with inside you to find the kingdom that God put in you. You know, the kingdom is within us. And so you're on this journey. And the kingdom is, again, whatever you imagine it to be. Because once you go within yourself to find this joy or this satisfaction, whatever it is you're searching for, if you can find it, if you get there, which you will if that's what you want, then that's the point. That's kind of the point of life. It's like, is life about understanding that you need nothing? Isn't that what life is? And if that's what like a yogi or a monk or something is always on, to me, that's what they're always on the search for, is that thing. So, it's like you don't want to validate yourself through external sources. I mean, you can do it, but you'll never be satisfied. The only way you'll be satisfied in this life is if you can search within yourself to find this stillness that just accepts everything as it is, and what it is nothing, just like you are, but you are also everything. Blah. That's blah, blah. I get it. I don't know. But then I was thinking about that. So, like, I had all this shit going on in these theories and this thought, and I was thinking, like, well, what if because people sometimes will talk about the simulation or the game theory as if they always use the reference of Grand Theft Auto, like if we're the avatars for the Grand Theft Auto people, right? So they're playing us. And it'd be like, and I was thinking, like, if you were playing Grand Theft Auto and you were controlling the dude and you're out there punching freaking women and stealing Kias and all the shit you're doing, wouldn't it suck as if all of a sudden your avatar kind of like fucking stopped like doing what it was doing and was like, yo, dog, I ain't doing this shit. What are we doing? Every time I steal a plane, I just crash it into a fucking school or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's like it never ends, man. Like, I got to find something. And there's always like a home base in those video games where like your crib. And so what if the avatar on the screen did just go back to their crib, and just sit there and just meditate? Like shit, I can't control my avatar anymore, It's just meditating. Shit. Then so like, maybe that's the point. Like, we're just supposed to get to the point where like, oh, we don't need any of this shit, Or what if you were playing the game and you just made your guy meditate? You wouldn't even do that. It wouldn't even be fun. Like, what Grand Theft meditation are we doing here? But then I was thinking, like, what if there was this thought? Like, what if we're thinking, so people, I'm on the thought that that's what kind of this journey is that you're constantly on a journey to find joy in nothing. Not that you don't want shit, and not that shit won't make it easier or funner or whatever, but ultimately you're on this search for peace, with nature, with whatever, with God. People call it source. I don't know why they're afraid to say God. I mean, I'm afraid to say God. You're going to offend somebody that doesn't believe in God? Fuck them, Who gives a shit if you offend those people? Just some people don't like to say God. Well, fuck them. I mean, who cares? If they don't believe in God, then who gives a shit whether they're offended or not? Wouldn't it only matter to the people that believed in God if we offended them? So, anyways, you're searching for this connection with God. And because God is within all of us and everything that's living, consciousness, is within everything that's living, that once you get to, or as you go down that path, you realize that we're all connected to God, which means that we're all connected and we're connected with everything. And so that's that oneness that people in all religions talk about, this oneness with source and with everything and with everyone, right? And so that's kind of my thought, is that that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. But then I was thinking, like, what if I'm totally wrong? Like, what if we are just a simulation and my guy that's controlling me, like there is somebody like that is like, fuck, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you... The point of your guys' existence is to get shit and to get rich and to have mansions. Like, what if those of us who are searching for inner knowledge and inner peace and this interconnectedness, because we think that that's what this life is, it's like us giving. It's like the people that are controlling us are like, man, my avatar just fucked up. No, he's searching for meditation now. Shit. Is it glitching? Yeah, it's glitching. I thought we were going to get him back. He almost decided he was going to take that job and fuck over people, but nope. Now he's searching for meditation. Guess I'll have to get a new avatar. Like, you die and you go up there and they're like, dude, what's wrong with you? What were you meditating for? I wanted you to run that bank and buy that yacht and have 50 wives, dude. That's what that world was about. I could put you in the perfect world where that could happen. And you just sat there and meditated? Shit. So I think about that sometimes. But anyways, that's one of the thoughts I've been having. It's probably took me too long to explain it, I imagine. But it's been a while since I've explained things. So, and I had to lay a foundation for like that, because as I go on the show, I want to tell you the things, or maybe you can throw it out there, things I should find while picking up trash. And it's going to be, it can be anything that you want, because it's so strange how that will happen. Just some people will call it synchronicity. I don't know. I know that for those people who were, I had my break, dude. I had my break, and I get it, and it got mixed up. I was all fucked up. It just fucked me up. But at the same time, a lot of the things that I had went through, whether it be the psychosis, these different things that I had went through throughout the few years of just confusion, and still confused, but it doesn't make them not, like, I don't attribute everything to be like, well, that was all part of this, and I'm going to write it off and never think like that again. It's like, two things can be true. I definitely had this mental break, I definitely popped a fucking cork, but at the same time, I could have also had this spiritual awakening. I mean, two things can be true at the same time. Two opposing things can be true at the same time. That's what DBT will teach you, dialectical behavioral therapy, for those of you who are pulling out your fucking thesaurus right now. So, I don't know. Sorry, I just got a text about an Airbnb. I hate those. Not texts, Airbnbs. Anyways. So I think that a lot of what's been kind of keeping me from doing the show or going into all this is because, I'm afraid that, or I was afraid that by even voicing my thoughts on any of this shit, the fact that I'm interested in it, the fact that I think about it, for some people are like, ugh, I don't know, because when you have a mental break, bipolar, like, you get all these grandiose thinking and all this shit that happens, and it's like, I don't feel like I'm having that. I understand what that, I went through that, I get that, but it did change me in a way that it's like, all these other shit doesn't matter anymore, or doesn't matter to me anymore. I've leveled up beyond that, and so, new things interest me, and it's odd because I got to these things by following the directives of the physicians. I mean, for anxiety, yeah, they make medication, but what you'll find out more is, just like with depression, they make medication, but exercise and meditation work better for those problems than, medication do. And so they're recommending that you meditate. Well, if you take that seriously and you look into how to meditate, and you look into what your goal is while meditating, and you look into different kinds of meditation, you get down a rabbit hole that it's like they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't be going into that. It's like, you fucking told me to come here. What are you talking about? Well, we wanted you to meditate, but just meditate like a, like a fucking loser. Like, a Kansas white guy. Don't take it serious. Meditate just till you don't feel better, but don't fucking search for anything in there. You find something, you might say it, people think you're crazy. Bitch, I am crazy. I am. I get it, dude. So are you. So are we all. The fact that we think that there's absolutes is kind of crazy. Too many things change. And the opinions of everyone change. I mean, how to treat people like me have changed. It's like, so I don't know. It just made me weary for a while into getting into this, but again, and wanting to explain it, but whatever. Then I got back to me, whereas like, I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I mean, I made my mistakes and I fucked up and I wish I could have controlled that. I thought, but in the moment I was doing the best I could. And if that was pretty shitty to those that were around me, it's like, well, yeah, I feel like I've paid the price for that. And if I haven't, I'll fucking pay more, whatever that is, I didn't mean to. The shittiest thing that I felt is that I hurt people, whether it was their feelings or mostly their feelings, So that sucks, But again, I've apologized. I have done everything I can to, including what the physicians, which brought me to this, have said. And it's like, dude, I can't sit around feeling guilty for something that a big part of it I don't know if I could have controlled. And if there was something that I could have controlled, I didn't at that time. I didn't control it. Therefore, I can't go back and fucking fix it back then. Quantum theory might change that, but for now I can't. And so it's like, but since then, I've tried to do everything that I have been aware of in my power to not fucking do that shit, So why are you mad at me? It's like, well, if, because there's parts of it, if I didn't drink, would I have happened? If I didn't do CBDs, would all that kind of shit. I wish, but I can live in that guilt of drinking and doing CBDs, but at the same time, it's like, well, since I knew that it could have attributed, I haven't drank or done CBDs. So it's like, I'm doing everything I fucking can. So I can't sit here and feel guilty forever that it happened. And maybe I couldn't have controlled it anyways. And maybe there's another maybe that maybe it was all meant to happen. That was all supposed to happen. And I couldn't have controlled it anyway, no matter what. So, that's why I'm here. I'm here to say like, well, I felt bad and didn't know if I should do this or talk about my thoughts in a funny way. Could I ever be funny anymore? Do I got to take it serious because I fucked up, the last time I was trying to have fun or be funny? And it's like, I'm going to have to, I can't live in a hole, dude. So I think I've made amends to those people that I needed to, and if they haven't forgiven me or don't think of me the same, whatever. I don't give a fuck them. That's what I mean. I finally got to that place. I don't give a shit. I can't. I mean, what the fuck? If I did, it meant that if some people were ever mad at me, if ever disagree with me, if ever going to use that on me, like use that over my head, I can't make those people happy. Am I just always going to be at the mercy of that? Well, fuck it. I don't hold that shit over people. If somebody fucks me over, it happens, dude. And if they're apologetic, even if they're not, I can either forgive them or not. And that's how I feel like people, if I shouldn't worry about what others think about me. And so now I don't. So, anyways. I don't know. I didn't get anything, anything great here, but yeah, I will on the next show. I promise next show will be fucking great, dude. If you subscribe to my Etsy channel, And, oh shit. Hold on, drop the microphone. I turned righty-tighty. Okay, thank you. Now I get it. Yeah, if you subscribe to my LinkedIn and my Etsy, and just follow along with how good my next show is going to be, you'll find out, like, oh, good, his next one's going to be good. So, the only real plan that I have for this shit is it'll be available on the Connie G Show. So that's where you'll find it as far as the podcast feed. I think if you go to Conradio's YouTube, you can watch this live when I do it. I guess I'll give, I might just share when I'm going live, or if I have an idea, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to go live. If you want to watch it live, doesn't matter. Same show. It's not like you're missing anything. So it'll probably stay on YouTube. I don't know how that works with YouTube. I might upload the video. I don't know how that works either yet. So just know that you can subscribe on the Connie G Show for now. Then as far as the old shows, I want to put it, they're all together. They're all on fucking Patreon on Conradio, except for the OK Tacos show. So I wanted to like mix all that shit together and make it all free, but it's already there on Patreon. So I'll just like leave it there, but make them all free. And then that's it, whatever. So you can subscribe through Patreon, and I know there's a way to put it to where it gets updated on your feed. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. And then I'll just put a donate for all the people that, want to donate, but they don't have to listen to this shit. Why would they? If they want to, fucking great, but if not, fucking great. I don't care. I'm going to go pick up trash either way. And if I make a lot of money, I'm putting it in crypto and in fucking Bitcoin or whatever. And when it goes and I become a billionaire, I'm still putting a yacht at Random Dude Ranch to hit golf balls off of. Some things ain't going to change, dude. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan for now. And if I put all the shit together, you get to watch and listen from the beginning to now. But the ups and downs of the past 15 years of my fucking journey, dude, with my friends and family and this journey of doing this shit. So I will say I will say this. I don't care. Like when I turn on a podcast, I do that sometimes still. I haven't been listening to any comedy, as you can tell. But, I turn one on. I don't need to hear, like, all they do now is fucking play you, like, little clips of what happens later in the show. Like, and then they start the show. I turn it on. I don't give a fuck what... You don't have to play me those... Like, is that so people will be like, oh, my God, they're going to talk about this. I guess I'll listen. Fuck off. If you have no patience to listen to where this shit goes, don't listen. I don't want you to be here. So I do... That gets old. Just to be like, you turn something on and it's like these random clips of the show. I like playing my random clips of fucking George Bush or... Muggsy, or, all these different people I played at the beginning of this show. I like having an intro that could be 20 minutes long. I like having it that could be no intro. I guess what I'm saying is I like it the way that I like it, and I'm the one fucking doing it. So if you want it different, make your own, and make sure when you do it, you tell me what it's about before you tell me what it's about. Fuck. Why am I listening to your show if I don't know what your show's about, you fuckstick? Tell me in 2 seconds. Tell me in the opening 10 seconds of your show. What? I gotta wait to hear your thought on simulation theory? Tell me in a 10-second clip so I can turn the fucker off. So there's that. And then all it is bullshit. Like this episode is brought to you by whatever. Which we've made fun of that for years. So you'll get to hear that on the Patreon shit if I ever figure out how to log in again and upload that stuff. So anyways, if you've been here a long time, thank you. I've heard from Steve, ring, camel toeing, buddy. I got your text message. And so I guess if you get to this part of the show, you'll get your shout out here. I think I got Let's see. Oh, it's on board 2. I just uploaded this board, so I don't have any idea where anything is.
Times in our lives.
That's not it. There you go. Camel towing. That's for Steve. And then obviously, not obviously to you, maybe, unless you're the one person, but Chris in PA has reached out a few times over the past year. And so, yeah. And the shows that I've done over the past few months for my bipolar disorder, all that shit I went through and am going through, it's all out there too still. So if you want to, you can. It's a different vibe. You can check that out. So anyways, but I'm not. What I think I'll do with that is I'll probably post this show with maybe a little bit different intro, meaning to prepare those people. Like, here's what I do. This is what I was doing, and then I went crazy. But anyways, if you want to hear it, it might be my last post here for a while. So anyways, that's it. I think that's it for today's show. And I'm excited that I finally just said fuck it. I mean, I'm missing work. I'll be late, but I've been getting home at like 10 or 11 every night. So at some point I just got to be like, I'm going to do this for me. You know, I got to do that. So that's what I'm doing. And I hope that you guys like it. I do hope so, but I'm going to do it whether you like it or not. And I'm going to do it for myself and my own sanity. I'm going to do it for my own sanity. So I haven't heard from any of the old Wrecking Crew, but maybe I will. I don't know what's going to happen. I've got to put it in my perspective, you know. And also, I understand. I think I could reach out to any of them also. But it's kind of like when you feel, and I still have that, like, I fucked everything up. I don't know if hey, sorry, I'm the guy who fucked everything up. But anyways, have you guys thought about this? Boo boo. You know, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I could, but just still raw meat with that. But if they reach out to me, that'd be great. I would enjoy having a conversation with other people who don't take the world so seriously. That would be fine with me to do again. So when you guys are ready, whoever you are that's listening, you have my phone number. And if you want to text or call the show and you got my number, just do it, dude. If I'm doing it live. I think it's hooked up. I don't know. All right, I'm going to get out of here, and thank you all for whatever. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything over the years, and this is a new journey. The wheel in the sky does keep on turning if you believe in the sky or in wheels. So with that being said, don't let your meat loaf, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Have fun. Be good. Be happy. Have fun. I gotta find my outro music. I don't think it's...
How about Frisco?
No, it's not that one.
The whole world is connected now. It's all connected by Bill Gates and that Rain Man Zuckerberg. He and his Jews have connected the whole world, and now they're toppling regimes. And Egypt and Japan and the Jews...
Oh, I was gonna, before I get out of here, I'll play you, this is the trailer. For those of you who watch documentaries, and obviously I was thinking of Mexico when I watched this because he loves documentaries. So Shannon, if you watch this, I do have a challenge for you. And I guess somebody could tell him I put it, if you make it this far. But The Devil and Daniel Johnson, if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, but it's also other places. Just look for The Devil and Daniel Johnson and watch it and find out. And for the challenge for Shannon is, tell me why I laughed out loud for what happened at Christmas. And I know, I think, I guess if anybody knows why I laughed out loud, send me a message and you'll find out if that's true or not on the next show. So here's the trailer, and then we'll get into getting out of here.
Johnson. This is the name of my tape, and it's Hi, How Are You? And I was having a nervous breakdown when I recorded it.
Try to remember, but my feelings can't know.
And he was a skinny little kid, fairly demented, and he said, I just want to give you my tape. And I put it on the tape player, and it just blew my mind.
There's really nothing to even compare it to. It goes way beyond Dylan's basement recordings, or any other body of work that I can think of.
You start off hearing this noise, then eventually you hear the Beatles. You hear the whole symphony.
But it was undeniable that something was dreadfully wrong with him.
He was thin as a rail and losing weight.
Was completely delusional. He was hospitalized almost immediately. He was obsessed with the devil and Satan. He became so obsessed that it was all he could talk about.
This is Daniel Johnston speaking from a mental hospital. They tell me I'm crazy here. Out come the demons. Listen up and I'll tell a story about an artist growing old. Some would try for fame and glory, others aren't so bold.
Okay, game face. Here we go.
I've got bipolar disorder, my shit's not in order. I'm overweight, I'm always late, I've got too many things to say. I rock mom jeans, cat earrings, extrapolate my feelings. My family is dysfunctional, but we have a good time killing each other. They tell us from the time we're young to hide the things that we don't like about ourselves, inside ourselves. I know I'm not the only one who spent so long attempting to be someone else. Well, I'm over it. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are. I'm so gay, sometimes I cry a whole day. I care a lot, use an analog clock and never know when to stop. And I'm passive, aggressive, I'm scared of the dark and the dentist. I love my butt and won't shut up, and I never really grew up. They tell us from the time we're young to hide the things that we don't like about ourselves, inside ourselves. I know I'm not the only one who spent so long attempting to be someone else. Well, I'm over it. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are.
used to say that I'd never be nothing without you, and I believe I'm shot in the lungs. I guess I can't breathe. Just lay here with me, baby, hold me, please. And I'd beg, and I'd plead, drop to knees, and I'd cry, and I'd scream, baby, please don't leave. Snatch the keys from your hand, I would squeeze, and you'd laugh, and you'd tease. You're just fucking with me, and you must hate me. Why do you date me if you say I make you sad? And you've had enough of me. I smother you, I'm about to jump off the edge. But you won't break me, you just make me stronger than I was. Before I met you, I bet you I'll be just fine without you. And if I stumble, I won't crumble. I get back up and on. I'ma still be humble when I scream fuck you, cause I'm stronger than I was. Beautiful face is all that you have, cause on the inside you're ugly man. But you're all that I love. I grasp, you can't leave. Please stay here with me, baby, hold me, please. And I'd beg, and I'd plead, drop to knees, and I'd cry, and I'd scream, baby, please don't leave. But you left, and you took everything I had left, and left nothing for me. So please don't wake me from this dream, baby. We're still together in my head, and you're still in love with me, till I woke up to discover that that dream was dead. But you won't break me, you just make me stronger than I was. Before I met you, I bet you I'll be just fine without you. And if I stumble, I won't crumble. I get back up and on. I'ma still be humble when I scream fuck you, cause I'm stronger than I was. You walked out, almost died. It was almost a homicide that you caused, cause I was so traumatized. Felt like I was in for a long bus ride. I'd rather die than you not by my side. Can't count how many times I vomited, cried, go to my room, turn the radio on and hide. Thought we were Bonnie and Clyde. No, on the inside you were Jekyll and Hyde. I felt like my whole relationship with you was a lie. It was you and I. Why did I think it was ride or die? Cause if you could've took my life, you would've. It's like you put a knife through my chest and pushed it right through to the other side of my back and stuck a spike too. Should've put up more of a fight, but I couldn't at the time. No one could hurt me like you could've. Take you back now, what's the likelihood of that? Biting, bitch, chewing a 19-footer. Cause this morning I finally stood up, held my chin up, finally showed a sign of life in me for the first time since you left, and left me with nothing but shattered dreams of the life we could've had and we could've been. But I'm breaking out of this slump I'm in, pulling myself out of the dumps once again. I'm getting up once and for all, fuck this shit. I'ma be late for the pity party, but you're never gonna beat me to the fucking punch again. Took it on the chin like a champ, so don't lump me in with them jumpy ends. I'm done being your punching bag. It was November 31st today. Would have been our anniversary. 2 years, but you left on the 1st of May. I wrote it on the calendar, was gonna call, but couldn't think of the words to say. But they came to me just now, so I put them in a verse to lay. And I thank you, 'cause you made me a better person than I was. But I hate you, 'cause you drained me. I gave you all, you gave me none. If you blame me, you're crazy. And after all is said and done, I'm still angry. Yeah, I may.
Wife or Heather?
I may trust someone. But you won't break me, you just make me stronger than I was. Before I met you, I bet you I'll be just fine without you. And if I stumble, I won't crumble. I get back up and on. I'ma still be humble when I scream fuck you, cause I'm stronger than I was. I can feel the heat rising. Everything is on fire. Today's a painful reminder of why it can only get brighter the further you put it behind you. But right now, I'm on the inside, looking out close.
It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light, find a light. Standing in the flame. It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light, find a light.
Yesterday was the tornado warning. Today's like the morning after. Your world is torn in half. You wake in its wake to start the morning process. And rebuilding, you're still a work in progress. Today's a whole new chapter. It's like an enormous ass. Thunderstorm is past you. Your weather didn't poke its eye out with the thorn bush that you used to smell the roses. Stop to inhale, can't even tell your noses stuffed. So focused on the bright side, then you floor the gas pedal and hit the corner faster. More assertive, never looking back, may hit the curb. But every day's a new learning curve as you steer through life. Sometimes you might not want to swerve, but you have to avert a disaster. Lucky no permanent damage, cause they hurt you so bad. It's like they murdered your ass and threw dirt on your casket. But you return from the ashes, and that hurt that you have, you just converted to gasoline. And while you're burning the past, standing at inferno and chanting.
It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light, find a light. Standing in the flame. It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light.
You're so familiarized with what happened to swallow this pill. It's like it happens all the time. They take your heart and steal your life, and it's as though you feel you've died, cause you've been killed inside, but yet you're still alive, which means you will survive. Although today you may weep cause you're weakened, and everything seems so bleak and hopeless. The light that you're seeking, it begins to seep in. That's the only thing keeping you from leaping off the mother freaking deep end. And I'm pulling for you to push through this feeling, and with a little time that should do the healing. And by tomorrow you may even feel so good that you're willing to forgive them, even after all the shit you've been put through. This feeling of resilience is building, and the flames are burning quick as fire. With through this building, you're sealed in, but your fireproof flame retardant, you withstood it. And as you climb up to the roof, you're just chilling. You look down cause you're so over them. You can put the heel of your foot through the ceiling. As time passes, things change every day, but wounds heal, but scars they remain the same. But tomorrow today's going down in flames. Throw the matches at the past ablaze. So feel the fire beneath your feet as you barely even perspire from the heat. Exhale deep and breathe a sigh of relief as you say goodbye to the grief. It's like watching the walls melt in your prison cell, but you've extinguished this living hell. Still a little piece of you dies as you scream.
It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light, find a light. Standing in the flame. It's a beautiful kind of pain. Setting fire to yesterday. Find a light, find a light, find a light. Feel the burn. Watch the smoke as I
Since when did porch monkeys